Hello students. So today we will study about from genes to protein. So how from gene we will ultimately get the protein. And here gene is nothing but I'm talking about the DNA. So DNA, it contains the 4 nitrogenous bases, that is ATGCs, and these bases will code for some sequence of amino acid. These bases will form triplet, which we will study in our later part. They will form triplet codon, and those will ultimately they code for some amino acid, and amino acid are nothing but the monomers of protein. Okay, so ultimately we will get the protein from DNA. So what happens in eukaryotes? The DNA is enclosed inside the nucleus, isn't it? In eukaryotic cell, the main difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes was the nuclear membrane. In eukaryotes, the DNA is enclosed inside the nucleus. They are surrounded by the nuclear membrane. While in prokaryotes, the nuclear membrane was absent. Their genetic material was lying in the cytoplasm, directly lying in the cytoplasm. So in eukaryotes, the DNA is enclosed inside the nucleus, while the protein synthesis, so what will happen? Since DNA is lying inside the nucleus, right? So DNA replication, that is formation of DNA to DNA, will take place inside the nucleus, isn't it? But the protein synthesis machinery is outside in the cytoplasm. But the protein synthesis, it takes place in the cytoplasm. DNA formation or DNA replication takes place in the nucleus, but protein synthesis, it takes place in the cytoplasm. Because we have the ribosomes for protein synthesis, we need ribosomes, and these ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm, and some ribosomes are also there in the rough endoplasmic reticulum, right? So protein synthesis takes place in the cytoplasm. But for protein synthesis, again we will need the DNA sequence. So what will happen? What it will do? So how this DNA will produce the protein? It does so by sending out the copies of coded information to the cytoplasm. So the DNA will send a copy of these coded information. DNA contains the information, right? So it will send those copy to the cytoplasm. But in case of eukaryote, this copy comes immediately in contact with the cytoplasm, as there is no nuclear membrane. Since the genetic material is directly lying in the cytoplasm in case of prokaryotes, so the genetic material, the DNA, will directly come in contact with the cytoplasm, as it is already there only, since there is no nuclear membrane. Say this diagram. So here, suppose this is our nucleus. Okay, this is our nucleus. This is a cell. This complete is a cell. And this is our nucleus. So DNA replication, that is formation of DNA to DNA, is taking place inside this nucleus. Now, for protein synthesis, it will take place in the cytoplasm. The protein synthesis is occurring in the cytoplasm. So what the DNA will do? It will send the copies of the coded information through RNA to form the protein. We will come to this transcription, translation, then it will be more clear to you all. Next, the information that is stored in DNA is a sequence of bases. Sequence of bases means it will be the sequence of ATGCs. Bases are the ATGCs. So the information in the DNA, it is contained in a form of sequences of ATGCs. Okay, so it follows that since the DNA is a nucleic acid, the copy of the DNA that is sent into the cytoplasm for protein synthesis should also be a nucleic acid. Okay. So for that, RNA is there. DNA will pass the information to RNA, and then finally the RNA will translate these information to form the desired protein. Okay, so RNA, it acts as a carrier. We have different types of RNA. For example, transfer RNA, ribosomal RNA, and messenger RNA. So the RNA which act as a carrier of genetic information from its site of synthesis in the nucleus to the site of protein synthesis in the cytoplasm is called the messenger RNA or mRNA. The short form is mRNA. So what is doing the DNA? The DNA is sending the copy of the information to RNA. And RNA, it will carry the genetic information from DNA, which was in the nucleus, and it will carry the information from nucleus to the cytoplasm where protein synthesis will take place. So it is acting as a carrier, isn't it? Carrying the information from DNA to the protein. So this process, the process of synthesis of RNA, or more specifically mRNA, from DNA template is known as the transcription. So we will discuss this in detail, how the process take place. But here you should know the process of synthesis of mRNA from DNA is called as transcription. I have discussed this also before. Now, the use of mRNA allows the cell to separate information storage from information utilization. See, information storage means the DNA. Why we are using the mRNA? Because how it is helping, it allows us to separate. It allows us, the cell, to separate. What it will separate? The information storage, that is the DNA, from information utilization, that is the protein. So mRNA is helping us to separate the information that the DNA contain and ultimately helping us to utilize it in the form of protein, because ultimately we want the protein in our body, okay, for all various purpose, for all the synthesis of different hormones, we need the protein only. Now, the genetic information can be amplified by using many copies of mRNA made from a single copy of DNA. So if you want to amplify, if you want to make many copies, amplify is multiplying, or you can say simply making many copies of mRNA. So if you want many copies of mRNA if you want many copies of the single DNA, we will amplify the mRNA. So this genetic information can be amplified, can be made into many copies of mRNA by using the single copy of DNA. Once mRNA is synthesized as a complementary copy of one of the strands of DNA that make up a gene, it moves to the cytoplasm, and in the cytoplasm it serves as a template for the synthesis of the protein by a process known as translation. See, once the mRNA is synthesized as a complementary copy, okay, it is synthesized as a complementary copy of the DNA. We already have two strands of DNA. So out of these two strands, one of the strand we will take that will act as that will prepare a complementary mRNA. The mRNA will be complementary for the DNA for one strand, and that mRNA will now move to the cytoplasm, and in cytoplasm it will act as a template for the protein synthesis. And this process of synthesis of protein from mRNA is known as translation. So this flow of genetic information in the cell, that is from DNA to RNA, from RNA to protein, is also referred to as central dogma of life, or you can say central dogma in molecular biology. Now what happens in case of retrovirus? In retrovirus, the genetic material is RNA instead of DNA. They don't have DNA as the genetic material. In some virus, the genetic material can be RNA instead of DNA. So what will happen? One such example is retrovirus, who have the genetic material RNA. So here the RNA is converted by a process of reverse transcriptase into single-stranded DNA, which is then converted into double-stranded DNA. So here what will happen? Normally we used to have DNA to RNA formation, right? And the process is known as transcription. But here, if the genetic material is RNA, so what the organism will do? It will prepare DNA. So it will do reverse transcription. Reverse transcription. First, it will synthesize single-stranded DNA, that is only a single strand of DNA from the RNA, and from that single strand it will make double-stranded DNA. So that process is called as reverse transcription. Reverse transcription. Since we are reversing the process, right, of transcription, so we are going in backward direction. So that is why it is reverse transcription. So this is just the basic for formation of RNA and protein, and why we need this RNA formation, that is acting as a carrier. mRNA is acting as a carrier from DNA to protein formation. So this is the basic for this. We will study transcription and translation in detail in our next few classes.